Hey, hey, let's go 金化する大切なものを protect my balls 僕が悪い so let's fighting love let's fighting love.
Greetings once again, my noble lords and ladies upon the YouTube. It is I, Sir Memphis, noble knight, and into the Curry Kingdom, and I welcome thee once more to an exciting day of adventure here in the Tandor region in our Pokémon Uranium Nuzlocke adventure. Today we shall be beginning our training arc to prepare ourselves for the 6th gym. Our Pokémon are quite potent, and we are prepared for battle. Joining me as always, we have our most illustrious cohorts, Sir Spooky. Hi everybody, it's me, Spooky. I'm really ready for another exciting day of Pokemon. Yes, and of course we also have illustrious little peasant boy, Sir Alter. Dude, I will smack fire from you calling me a little peasant boy. Yeah, it's time to keep on the adventure, and we need to make sure all of our Pokemon are ready for the next gym. Very so! But first, we must deal with the lonely boy Thea, who has come once more, I assume, to challenge us to battle. That does fit the boy's MO, so let's go ahead and kick his butt. I intend to do so, for this boy is nothing compared to the power of our Pokemon. Alright, well, he has a Sublue, which we saw back at the 3rd gym, so it shouldn't be that big of a problem. But because it's raining, this Pokemon's automatically going to get stronger. True indeed, that is the case. I'm thinking of sending in Lady Hermy, but she shall be able to use her grass-type techniques to destroy this watery beast from the deep beyond. I shall destroy it immediately. Yeah, Bullet Seed should take this thing out in one shot. It's like water ground. It ain't surviving this. Very good indeed. Lady Hermy destroys the first Pokemon. On to the next one. Alright, what on earth is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be a giant pink cotton ball or something? That, my man, is a Spritzy, and it is a fairy type. You better be careful about that one. A fairy type Pokemon. Fairy type Pokemon, indeed. They should be weak to steel and poison types. Very good, but I think I shall leave Lady Hermy out for now. She is quite potent, and because of the rain, her attacks will do more power. Alright, but Moonblast is going to do something here. It reduced the special attack of Lady Hermy, a worthless endeavor, for she hath no special attacks to speak of. Yeah, so far Theo's team does look stronger than it did before, but not by much. Okay, Sir Memphis, you might want to consider switching up against Splendifowl. One big air slash from that thing can take down Hermy. True, but I shall risk one use of the Rock Slide technique, for of course Theo is a pathetic trainer, and he doesn't know to use flying type attacks against our Pokemon. Okay, but you better switch now, I'm just saying. It's better to be safe than sorry, my man. Please, Sir Memphis, just listen to Alter this one time. Very well, I shall do this. Nothing to be gained from risking our Pokemon. I shall send forth Lady Josephine, and it seems that he shall switch as well. Well, it was a poor switch because he sent out Hurloon. If I remember from our grinding, this thing is a fighting type Pokemon. Very much so that it is. One use of the Air Cutter should vanquish this foe. Alright, well, he's going to send back out his Splendifowl. So what's the move here? Well, of course, we'll simply use another Air Cutter and destroy it. Nothing to be said about that. The question will be, should we send out our usual Pokemon against his final Pokemon? Seeing as the rain is here, our fiery beast may not enjoy it as well. Yeah, let's just... I don't try Air Cutter again. Let's see how much that's going to do. I mean, it's steel type, so it won't do as much, but it still does damage. Very much so. I shall take a turn to use the feathery dance of Lady Josephine to weaken this creature. That way, even if it does hit us, it will do very little damage. Well, despite the feather dancing, that still did a heavy amount of damage. Metal Lynx might die to a single ember, but the darn thing hits like a truck, so you better be careful, my man. Very much so, I shall now have Lady Josephine heal herself. Alright, well, so far so good. I have to say that it's nice to see that Theo's doing better as a trainer, but He still hasn't quite gotten his team together, I suppose. Oh man, Spooky talking some smack on little boy. That's right. Theo's team is garbage. He thinks he can stand up to us. I don't even know how he beat Sheldon. With a team like this, it must have been pure luck. And thus once more, I have destroyed this small child, and he is giving unto us surf. Whatever that is, what does he mean by that? We're nowhere near the ocean. Dude, that's the HM that lets us cross the water. Huzzah! Finally, we can cross the waves with our Pokemon. This will be excellent for when it is time for us to grind our Pokemon. Well, actually, Sir Memphis, I had an idea about that. Very well, says Spooky. What is it? Well, seeing as we now have Surf, and, you know, the last time we tried grinding, it didn't really go all that well. I'm thinking maybe instead of grinding today, we take it kind of easy and we use Surf in all the places we can surf. You know, explore the region and all that. So, Spooky, that idea is most enjoyable, I must say. It is a great idea indeed. We shall, of course, do this. It'll be a great idea. Unfortunately, only Carparella can learn Surf, but that's alright. I was planning to ride her anyway. That's not looking great at all, honestly. I mean, Carparella is the only Pokemon we have that can learn Surf. We need Surf, but she already has an HM. Very much, I don't actually know what we're going to do. I suppose we can finally get rid of the Dragon's Rage for now, but it's been such a useful move thus far. Well, maybe when we finally find the move deleter, which I'm not even sure where they live, but if we find them, we can finally get rid of that and teach Carparella some new moves. I truly hope so indeed. But that will be for later. For now, we shall do as Spooky hath proclaimed. Let us first, though, exit this blasted forest. I'm sick of being here. We must procure the repels so that we might adventure in peace. I must say it is quite a lot better adventuring through this place whilst surfing. It is so much more enjoyable. Dude, going out through that anthell place, not fun whatsoever. So, yeah, it's great that we have surf, although it still sinks that we had to, you know, get rid of good moves to do that. Let us put that behind us for now, Sir Alta. We have things to discuss. Very important things indeed. As I will battle this Pokemon right quick so that Sir Smiles might level up. Let us talk right quickly about the results of the last poll we did. Ah yes, our most recent poll where we asked the people at home what their preferred method for grinding a Pokemon would be after losing one in a Nuzlocke. Surprisingly, we had 12 whole votes, 50% of which went to the Lucky Egg XP share power leveling, and we had more than a few for infinite rare candies and one son of a gun who wanted to do a hardcore run. Truly, but the surprising thing is that no one agrees with us that the grinding for EVs to make sure our Pokemon are powerful indeed is the superior method. Well, I suppose there is a lot of good for grinding EVs here and there, but there's also the argument that if you don't do that, it makes the challenge more, well, challenging, really. I suppose there is that. I cannot deny it. But at the same time that no one agrees with us is quite troublesome. One cannot simply throw a little squire into the heat of battle and expect him to survive. You need to train them properly. Yeah, I mean, I've never been one much for the XP share grinding method, unless it's like very specific circumstances. But yeah, in a normal game, I prefer to grind the normal old-fashioned way. And seriously, infinite rare candies, you know Necro vote was the first one to vote for that. Indeed, for Sir Necro is a lowly sort who wishes to only grind his Pokemon in the worst possible manner. Alright, well, as we get back to town, what should we actually have for our next poll question? Because that's a big one. We need to have something that's both, you know, thematic and also something that people can really, you know, discuss, you know what I mean? Yeah, I actually had an idea for that one if y'all are okay with it. Very well, Sir Alta, give it to us. Alright, so the comment question for today is going to be, what Pokemon of Ash Ketchum's do you think he should have kept around more, or rather used more in general? They can be any Pokemon from any generation, but because these two are more familiar with Gen 1, we're going to stick that for today. And I'm going to say for my pick, there's a lot of good Pokemon that Ash just kind of let go of or he didn't use. I really wish he had kept Butterfree. It would have been really cool to keep that thing around, especially considering that they can learn Psychic-type moves. Imagine if Ash had had that against Sabrina. It would have been an absolute... It would have been so much better than Ash's Pikachu. I mean, that poor little guy got folded right there. Very much so, very much so. For myself, personally, I shall say... Let's see. Well, I've only seen so much of the anime film industry here. That is the Pokemon anime. So I would say that if any Pokemon that this Ash Ketchum should have kept would have to have been his prime ape. We have seen the power of this creature, and while it was wise for him to relinquish the Pokemon for a trainer who could actually use the Pokemon efficiently, the fact is Ash should have become a better trainer to accommodate his Pokemon rather than giving the Pokemon up. It was a sign of his own personal weakness more than anything else. Alright, well, for me, I would have to say Kingler. Because if you think about it, Ash used Krabby in the, what was it, the first round of the Indigo League. And then he had Krabby. His Krabby beat an Executor by, I think it was by itself, or mostly anyway. And then after that battle, it evolved into Kingler, and he beat, I think he beat the first trainer exclusively with Kingler, didn't he? To the best of my knowledge, yeah, it was like Kingler, and more Kingler, basically. Yeah, so, you know, I think that Ash really should have kept Kingler around, or at least used it more often, because it was just such a really strong Pokemon, he just didn't use it very much. Alright, well that's the question for everyone today. Comment in the poll that we're going to be putting up on the channel, or in the comments below. Still haven't had anybody comment on these videos, which is more than a little disturbing. So, yeah, let us know, comments or on the poll, who you think Ash should have kept. We'll leave the 4th slot free for anyone who has any different ideas, but as usual, let ourselves hear what you gotta say. Indeed. Very well, my compatriots. Here we are in the cave before Now Talk City. We will begin our adventure here. We shall go forth throughout the entire region and surf in every location that we were not able to before. This way we can find new things. Well, it appears we found something. What is it? It's Sableye. That's Sableye, I guess. What on earth is that supposed to do? It allows Sableye to Mega Evolve. Sadly, we do not have that Pokemon, but we do have Stealth Rock now. A really good move for competitive Pokemon, maybe not for us, though. We are not here to be competitive. We are simply here to destroy all Pokemon in this region and conquer it in the name of the Cunning Kingdom. I do not need to have competition. I need simply to have our enemies fall before us. So, yeah, like I said, we're probably not going to be using that, but you never know. Things could change. We might need it for later. It's good to have. Very well, and here we are now in the river by the forest we first captured Pokemon in. Let's see, where can we go here? I think we need some other method of getting up waterfalls before we can go there. Maybe, or maybe just go the other way. I forget. I don't even remember if waterfalls an HM in this game, but it could be. I say, why can't Scarperella simply scale the waterfall as is? She's powerful and mighty as it is. She shouldn't need additional moves to do so. Well, regrettably, Pokemon didn't take that into consideration when they did things like waterfalls. Sadly, all Pokemon are even in that respect, and everyone has to do that. Very well, I suppose, but apparently Carparella cannot surf here. I mean, I guess it makes sense. It's just a shallow pond. She should be able to surf wherever she pleases, Sir Spooky. I do not want to hear any excuses from her. Well, it appears that we found another one of the training dojos. So, I guess it's good that we know that that's here now. True, but we don't actually need this place whatsoever, so... For the sake of curiosity, what does this gentleman offer training in? This boy will train our Pokemon in offense, which is pretty dang good. And we might need that in the future again, because I don't know what Pokemon give, like, offense IVs. But right now, again, we don't need that. We don't need that surface. It is somewhat disheartening at times. We will surf to a location, and it looks like there should be something around here, but there is nothing at all. I guess it just goes to show that just because you can surf somewhere doesn't mean that you're going to get something out of it. I suppose that is true. We must temper expectation with disappointment here and there. But at the same time, we are here to conquer the region, and I demand more shiny things. Alright, we're back on Route 4. Things should get more interesting here as we explore more beach area. How on earth did we miss this before? Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Sir Memphis, while we're doing all this, do you mind if we stop by Route number 9? Why on earth do you need to stop by there again? There's barely anything there but the Pokémon Daycare Center. Well, I planted a whole bunch of leopard berries over there, and I'd like to make sure that they're still, well, there. Very well, I suppose. We shall make that a stop as we make ourselves go towards the north. Should we explore the woods again? There might be more there. I think we're good for now, honestly. So let's ignore the woods and just take note of the fact that we didn't even need strength over here if we just had surf to begin with. And just keep on going, my man. Keep on going. There's got to be something in one of these areas. There's got to be some awesome treasure, some magnificent loot. Loot, indeed. It shall adorn my mantle. I would say thus far, it has been very nice to journey with you once more through the entire region that we have already conquered. Although at the same time, the lack of any sort of treasure has been rather disheartening. I'm sorry, Sir Memphis, but, you know, I didn't know. It is not your fault by any means, Sir Spooky. You had naught but the finest of intentions, and we shall continue to do this adventure. There must be something of value we can find. Alright, how about Sludge Bomb? That's actually pretty dang sweet. Is Sludge Bomb physical or... I'm pretty sure that's a special move. So, maybe not as good as, like, Poison Fang, but... you never know. Let's take a look at that on Sir Smiles, why don't we? Very well, let us at least consider the notion. If I recall correctly, there was something over here when we first came through. Yeah, I can see it from here. Let's go grab it. Alright, this better be good. Rock Tomb! I mean, it's pretty decent TM, all things considered. Not really a good move for this late in the game, but... you know, again, it's a move we have. True indeed, but let us go this way instead. This should connect to that other part of the cave we were at before, and this time we have the ability to push this boulder out of the way, to explore a brand new area indeed. What on earth was that all about? I don't know, but you better be prepared for a battle or something. I'm feeling this is going to give us some trouble. Very well, they may give us trouble, I will give them double. And I shall make sure that our Pokemon are right prepared. I should put Lady Chewy face forward, just in case. Also, once more repair. What do we have over here? The Razored Fang. Razored Fang's pretty good. That's the one that boosts, was that the flinching one? I don't remember all the ones. Yes, this one allows the Pokemon to flinch other Pokemon. I suppose we could put that on any Pokemon, though. Yeah, we could. I just don't know. Alright, well, we'll consider it, but for now, we need to see what this person is up to. This foolish fool has attempted to take the credit for the discovery of whatever those rocks over there are from us, who rightfully discovered them. We shall therefore be destroying you in the name of the Kingdom Kingdom. Yes, so we're going to take the fossils, too, so we get a free encounter. Alright, well, this Lady Indiana shall fall before our might. Lady Chewy shall destroy this creature quite easily. Yeah, but now Chewy doesn't have, you know, she doesn't have grass attacks anymore. So this won't be as easy as it might have once been. True, but she got Confuse Ray, and the Confuse Ray will do, well, it might do something in the future, we'll see. For now, though, I shall simply use the Struggling Bug stratagem in order to weaken this Pokemon's strength. Also, it did an abnormal amount of damage. I thought bugs didn't work against rocks. Yeah, true, but it's also a psychic Pokemon, so it'll still do a lot of damage. Very good indeed! Lady Chuai destroys yet another Pokemon. One more Pokemon towards the conquest of this region, and look at her strength. Lady Chuai is quite fast, with competent strengths. Indeed, she is, but now, ironically enough, we're up against a Sableye, which is funny, considering we found Sablite. Very much so, and now Lady Chuai shall kiss this creature to death. It's actually a pretty morbid thing to think about when you consider that the move's called Draining Kiss and all that. Like, does Chewie actually kiss the other Pokemon? I like to think she does, yes. Very well, and now her final Pokemon shall be this drill creature. We've seen it before, and we know that it possesses the elements of darkness in it. Therefore, Lady Chuai shall destroy this creature in 2 moves at most. Be careful, there's a rock slide. What is it with trainers attempting to bring down the caves we're in with rock slides? This is a dangerous stratagem. Why would you do that? It's really reckless, but thankfully, no problems with Chewie, and we can get a fossil now. Let's see here. One Pokemon is fast, and the other one is powerful and icy. Which do we pick? I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna roll a die. I got a die in my pocket. Therefore, I'm gonna roll this thing. Let's say, 1, 2, and 3, we go with the hair fossil. 4, 5, and 6, we go with the tusk fossil. It's a 4, so it looks like we're going with the tusk fossil. Alright, what do we do with the tusk fossil, actually? We need to go to Rockfair City, which, if I remember, yes, we've been there before, haven't we? We have. That is actually the town right next door, so screw it. We're getting an encounter, boys. Didn't expect to have that today, but here we go. If I recall correctly, one of these lowly scientists will do it for us. Yes, it is this one indeed, and we shall have you restore life somehow to this rock. How does this work? Is this witchcraft, perhaps? Yes, actually, it is witchcraft. Wait, what? I should have known! I shall smite thee for this! Alright, let's get our Pokemon before we do that, and what do we want to call this creature? Very well, I must think about this quite a bit. I'm not certain if I wish to name another Pokemon after one of mine squires, but at the same time, this does remind me of Sir Marcus to some degree, so I shall do so, and with any luck, nothing horrible will happen to Sir Marcus. Let us make certain of our... Oh, wait, I need to do something. We almost got through another episode without having Sir Memphis unalive someone. Well, it was bound to happen. He was a witch after all. Alter, why did you even do that? There was no need for that. Well, considering the payoff, I think we're good. So, Ice and Rock is a terrible typing, for it's like 4 times affected by ground. However, it has solid rock as its ability, boosted special defense with its careful nature, solid attack and defense stats already. Its defense IVs are completely garbage, so one Earthquake is gonna be a real trouble for this thing, but all around, it's actually not a bad Pokemon. We definitely have ourselves a contender for a replacement in the off chance anybody were to die. Very much so indeed. If any one of our Pokemon were to fall, not that I wish for that to ever happen, Sir Marcus would definitely be the contender for joining our team right away. And what hope we have more water over here. Let's see if there's anything over in this direction. We've actually had a lot of bad luck with these random spots. It almost feels like there was meant to be items here, but there aren't. I have a feeling that our boy Theo has stolen our items. Say it is not so, Sir Alter. Are you telling me that that lowly boy attempts to steal from us now? I'm sorry to say that it is true, Sir Memphis. We're gonna have to put Theo down. Okay, Alter, stop. Why are you instigating things? Listen, I'm just trying to do what I want to do. Maybe it's because I've been secretly in mental link with this Torment TM, but hey, I gotta be the heel, okay? That's what I do. There's no need for that. Sir Memphis, Theo is not stealing items, and that professor was not a witch or anything of the sort. So, let's just keep on our adventure now. Please. Anyway, nothing wrong with that, although I still believe that that scientist was a witch, as seeing as they revived a Pokemon from a rock. You can't do that without witchcraft. Sadly, there's nowhere to surf here. It's quite a shame, but regardless, there will be other places here on the 7th route as we continue our journey northward. So far, we have found some things, nothing too out of place. Although we do have a new Pokemon, so I suppose it was all worth it in the end, no matter what. And we've also found another one of these trading tent places. What is this one for? I'm gonna guess it's defense. Well, apparently it's actually the speed one, but either way, we now know where this one is. So that's good as well. Speed and offense have been decided upon. So, again, if we ever find need of such a service, we will have it. We also have the black glasses, but that's, like, kind of useless to us personally. We don't have any dark Pokemon anymore, therefore there's no point to that. Ah, Son Necro! Why did you have to fall when you did? You could have worn the glasses of darkness. Although then you could have seen the Coded Kingdom or the Lord above, therefore I am okay with that. No, what is this? Wait, is this what I think it is? If you're thinking that that's the Mega Stone that turns Carparella into a Mega form, you'd be correct, sir. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. Very much so! When do we use it? I need to know. Well, unfortunately, we're going to have to beat the 7th gym before we can use it, but it's something to look forward to in the future. Blast, that they would make us wait so long! I wish to have our Lady Carparella Dragon thing to battle itself in its ultimate form immediately. You can't dangle a carrot in front of a knight's nose and expect him to not froth at the mouth. Wait, how on earth did our ship get through here before? That's a great question. Maybe there was a rock slide after the nuclear holocaust happened. I mean, maybe, but it's kind of inconvenient. I guess we'll have to go to the subway after all. I didn't want to go to the subway again. It smelled horrible. Also, we had to spend money to get onto it. I don't want to do it. We don't have a choice, Sir Memphis. We have to go on the subway train. Ah! Let me stop by that gentleman with the HMs before and see if it... Yes, he has another item. Now we can replace the Strength HM using this magical glove. I'm surprised you're surprised with someone using magic, Sir Memphis. Only that gentleman is allowed, and only until he has finished completing all of his devices, and then we can execute him in the name of the king. It is quite the stratagem indeed. Well, unfortunately, we can't go up this way because Daddy-O still has the road blocked off. So it looks like we're nearing the end of our little mini adventure today. Uneventful for the most part, but with some nice surprises here and there. Some good TMs, we've got a new Pokemon. I'm happy with it. Indeed, therefore I am as well. Where are my berries? I planted so many berries here. Where did my Leppa berries go? Guys, I planted all of our Leppa berries here. You did what? Why would you plant them all there? Clearly birds and things would have eaten them. I didn't think birds could eat. What do you mean by that? I didn't think birds could eat berries. This is a travesty, Sir Alta. How could you have failed us in this manner? Now we have no Leppa berries, and therefore we cannot restore the power of our Pokemon. What are we going to do now? Guys, I'm so sorry that I lost all our Leppa berries. I should have come back and checked on them sooner. Indeed you should have, but it's too late now. Now we are bereft of Leppa berries, and therefore we shall simply have to do without them. It's quite unfortunate indeed. So perhaps there's something there later that we can go to? I think that's the case, but yeah, unfortunately right now we can't go everywhere we want to go with the Surf HM. But again, we found some good stuff. We did some good work, I'd say. Except for you, Sir Alta, you lost all of our berries. I'm still sorry about it, man. Don't judge me. I have low self-esteem. Okay, well, that revelation aside, I think we're just about done for today, everyone. Indeed, we must train our Pokemon now, And we shall do it against many of the trainers that we've battled before we make our way across the sea. For I believe the next 3 gyms are all across the ocean, are they not? Indeed. Next stop we are is Venetia City. Following that, we head north to Snowbank Town. And finally, to Tsukikami Village, home of the Surfing Ninjas. The whole concept of surfing ninjas is ridiculous. Indeed it is, but upon our next venture, we shall be venturing forth through the waves, vanquishing all trainers we come across. We won't need to do too much grinding before then, I think. There'll be plenty of trainers to battle between here and there, and we shall battle against the 6th gym leader, thanks to Sir Spooky. Yeah, I'm looking forward to taking on my last gym challenge and showing once and for all that I am a viable Pokemon trainer. I don't doubt it, Spooky. I don't doubt it at all. So, everybody at home, thank you very much for watching another episode of our Pokemon Uranium Nuzlocke adventure. Don't forget about all the good old buttons below to let us know that you enjoy the show. Answer the comment question either here or on the post. And next episode, our boy Spooky Memphis is headlining, and he's going to take on the 6th gym. Verily, my lords and ladies, I bid thee a most fond farewell. Thank thee for joining us once more, and we shall see thee upon the morrow. The next adventure cannot come soon enough, for I am most excited to see Sir Spooky destroy yet another of these foul castellans in the name of the king. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by, and you have a wonderful day. Take care.
Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all. Gotta catch 'em all, gotta catch 'em all.